Welcome to another episode of In the Line of Wire. This is Jahan Ara. Today I have with me one of my favorite young people, somebody all of you know, AmmarYasir, also known as Chai Wala, which is a name Rabia gave him, so he can't blame me for it. Hi Ammar.
Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Walaikum salam. Good to see you. I'm fine, thank you.
It's a pleasure to be here, finally.
Finally, we've got you here. Otherwise on a Saturday or even on a Sunday, you're too busy to come to the studio. So I'm glad we finally got you just the day before Ramzan.
Yeah, the pleasure is all mine. And we're having coffee.
We are having coffee.
We're talking about tea break.
See, that's what you get from a lot of people when you when you tell them that you're into coffee and not into tea, right?
Yeah.
Now tell me, first a little bit about yourself. You're a computer science graduate, yeah?
No, basically I'm a telecom graduate.
Telecom graduate, okay, I didn't know this. Okay.
Yeah, like
from FAST?
From FAST, not from PF Keith.
From
I
here.
graduated and then I pursued my career in telecom. But soon I found out that there are no jobs and all. But that's a different story. I came a long way, and right now I'm working with TPS.
Which is a great company, award-winning, a PICTA winner, Pasha award winner. One of my favorite companies.
It's a great place to work.
It's a great place to work, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, tell me, how did you start? Why did you think of starting Tea Break?
Well, on a Sunday morning, I went to Asim's place, who is the co-founder of Tea Break and our leader.
Okay.
And,
Asim the leader.
Asim the leader.
Okay.
Yeah. And we were going through some other projects. He had something other in mind he wanted to share, and we wanted to go through those projects. And at that time I was a very active blogger, and he's always the IT guru. So we felt that there is a need of a platform where bloggers should be promoted. And secondly, with so many blogging and so much bloggers that are writing on so many blogs, content is generating in millions and every day, every month. So there's a big problem like information overload, which is present, and nobody is actually looking at it, especially in Pakistan.
Yeah, nobody knows where to go to look at a blog. Supposing I have a blog and Sana Salim has a blog and Faisal Kabadia has a blog, but unless we're sort of visibly advertising it, nobody knows where to go.
Actually, and even then, I mean, you talk about so many active bloggers who are very well known.
Yeah.
How about those bloggers who are who are quality bloggers? So we wanted to promote quality content.
In fact, they write much better than the rest of us.
Like, I can't judge that. The readers are the better judge. But I wanted to promote those unknown quality writers.
Okay.
And information overload is already a big challenge, so we wanted to cater that. So we came up with this platform for the bloggers.
Okay.
And the readers.
And when was that?
Back in, I guess, May or June 2008.
Okay, okay. So now you're moving to the next level.
Yeah.
First of all, tell us, what has the response been like?
Response was surprisingly great. I mean,
how many blogs do you have on the aggregator now? Tea Break is an aggregator for those who don't know.
Yeah, technically speaking, Tea Break version 2.0 and 1.0 were
aggregators,
blog aggregators.
Right.
And we have like 1,300 plus, I mean more than 1,350 plus registered blogs, and we have freezed the registration for now because we are migrating from one platform to another.
Okay.
So we have registered 1,300 blogs, and these are not just bloggers; these are active bloggers. Like when they register, we go to their blogs and watch and read. Are they genuine bloggers? Are they copying from someone else? So after verification, we allow them. So we can say that. You talk about the response. The response was really great. I want to quote the example that when we launch Tea Break, we throw a little party, and it was and I invited many of my friends. Because many of my friends were bloggers,
right.
Munir and Lubna and all, Faria, I mean, colleagues and friends. And we weren't expecting some big names, someone like you or Dr. Awab or Jamash. We didn't know them before.
And Ramla.
And Ramla. I mean, people like them. I mean, they showed up and they were so excited, as equally excited as we were. So there was a positive response. And after then, you, Sabine Mahmood and Rabia Garib, Badr Khushnood, people like them, they invited us and, they promoted us. We didn't ask them to promote us, but it was very moral boosting, and I think if Tea Break is a success at this point, people like you and others have a great part to play in it.
I don't think so. Ammar, I think people like Badr or Rabia or me or many more in this space what they want to do is, if they recognize that somebody is doing something that is good, then if we don't promote it, then there's something wrong. So it's your hard work and Asim's and whoever else has been involved with you in the project. And if we've promoted it, it's only because we've seen that you're doing a great job. So no credit to us, all credit to you. Now tell me, now you're launching version 3.0. And when is it launching, and how is it going to be different from 2.0?
Well, I can't state a date because, you know,
depends on how many hours you have.
There's a curse involved, you know, whenever you announce a date, it moves ahead.
Okay.
We
Sounds a little like Sabine's T2F.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Exactly. But T-Break 3.0, inshallah, going to be something very different. We are moving ahead, and we are, you know, we are not just a blog aggregator. We are planning to be a news channel as well.
Okay.
We'll have, inshallah, our panel of writers that will be writing for us.
Terrific.
And we have talked to not only Pakistani bloggers but international writers, and the response have been really positive.
Okay. Terrific.
And another part is the new social media part, where we are going to go to the corporate industry. If we're going to ask them and to, you know, have their corporate social media platform at T-Break. We're gonna tell them how to blog and how to promote their products and campaigns, and so we are planning that.
Okay, what do you think, I mean, for those people in the corporate sector who might be watching our show, although I don't think there are that many of them who watch our show yet, what's the advantage to them of the social networking platform? I mean, many of them haven't recognized that as a possible way to promote their services or what they do or even their culture. So what do you think are the advantages?
The advantages are, you know, infinite. I mean, we have seen this in the West. I mean, they have migrated towards the new social media. They have adopted that, and they're using that. But there is no use of social media here. The corporate industry in Pakistan, the businesses, big or small, are using the mainstream media or the old channel, and they're spending a lot of money on that. In comparison, social media is more interactive. I mean, you can create a bonding and relationship with your customer, with the user, with the consumers, and half of the price. I mean, and 10% of the price. I mean, the amount of money they're going to put on a billboard all over Pakistan. 1% of that they can invest in a website, and they can earn so much. I mean, when they look at the number of bloggers. I mean, if they talk about 1,300 bloggers, they will add 1,300 bloggers. That means only 1,300 people in the whole 70 million. That's not true. Yeah. The impact is much larger than that. That will understand that because of companies like Dell and Intel and all other corporations have benefited from it. Coca-Cola and all in the West, they can also do that.
Well, Coke Studio here is very popular.
But that they are not interactive enough as well.
No, that's true.
That's true. I mean, they are just you know, pushing their ads and marketing strategies down to consumer throats. Right. So they have to look into it. That they have to be interactive, and like hiring a blogger or content writer in their team will going to benefit them in the longer run. Pakistani bloggers are, you know, writing for the country abroad. And they are benefiting from our blogging industry, so why aren't the Pakistani industry?
Correct, correct. And it's not just hardware and software companies, it's banks, it's airlines, it's telecom companies, it's anybody, consumer product companies, everybody can benefit.
Yeah, there's so much to share.
But it's hard work, Ammar, because they've got to keep it current. They cannot just put up one blog post and forget about it for the rest of the month.
Yeah, that's the key.
I think that is why probably a lot of them are not getting into it, because when they go in for traditional advertising, all they need to do is create a campaign and then just run it. Whereas this means regular input, making sure that there is fresh content.
So it's a long-term thing, I agree. It's a long-term thing, but it pays off. It pays off big.
It certainly does.
Because if you look at example, like on Twitter, a lot of mainstream journalists have moved on to Twitter, and they are creating the scripts from Twitter as well. I mean, the type of interaction and type of you know, reviews they are getting from the social media, you can ask them that they are benefiting a lot. And if a CEO of a certain company or his representative comes on Twitter or social media or a platform like T-Break and interact with the users and the consumers, I'm sure that they're going to know so many things from the users. I mean, they don't have to go.
They'll get new ideas.
They get new ideas.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, now that we're doing this for the first time, so be patient. Some of our friends on Twitter insisted that they were going to put questions to you live. So we've got Talha Izhar, who says that many people call Ammar Babae blogging, as tea break made the blogs really popular in this part of the world. How does he react to it?
I don't know why.
Babae blogging, somehow you would need to have a white beard.
I have a white hair patch on my forehead. And people call me Chaiwala and now Babae blogging. Wow. So I don't think so. It's tea break. But all the blogs and bloggers associated with tea break. I mean, we were just there, created a platform. Like I said before, that it's the beauty of social media.
Right.
That you need to have a platform, you need to have the right ingredients, and the people on the dhaba, make it so energetic and.
That's right. It's the people and it's the content that's created that makes it.
Exactly.
You just have provided them with a platform, much like the web studio, where a platform is created, and all the people who come to our show, the many shows that take place here. They're the ones who talk about interesting things. If we didn't have them, there would be nothing to talk about after a little while, right? Oh, Talha has another question for you. He's really very active this morning. He says, how does he manage to take time out for tea break with a tough day job? Share the secret.
Well, you can ask him, and I'm sure he's not satisfied with the productivity level. Because he's working at Amazon and he's more productive than me.
Right.
Maybe it's there in the Scotland.
He's in Scotland at Amazon.
He's at Scotland at Amazon. He's just joining. He just passed out from Edinburgh.
Right.
So it's very tough. I mean, I'm trying to it's a very as we are moving to Web 3.0. I am looking at T-Break 3.0. I'm looking, there's so much work to do, and I'm trying to be more productive. I have started maintaining my to-do list.
Maybe Ramzan will allow you more time.
Inshallah. I'm looking
okay,
forward to it.
Terrific. So now we won't take any more questions from Talha because he's sort of dominating the questions. Tell me, there is a lot of interest in blogging now from people who never used to blog before. Are there any tips that you have on what they should keep in mind when they first start their blogs?
One thing that bloggers have, one advantage that bloggers have on other people is that they have to be themselves. You can't pretend to be someone else and blog.
Right.
This is the key.
Right.
I mean, I believe in one thing, that every person, every individual has something unique and God gifted thing. And if they start promoting that, they start sharing that with other people, that will be the key of their success in the blogging community as well, in the world of blogging, the blogosphere. So promote that. If you're not a tech person, don't pretend to be a tech person.
Right.
If you are a cat person, be a cat person and start blog about cats, and will
you'll find other people with the same interest.
Yeah, exactly. Like when I started blogging back in 3-4 years ago, I used to blog and I used to tell all my friends and family members that go and read my blog. Nobody used to read that. Even like people in my family, they know that I'm a blogger, but they haven't visited my blog. I mean, it's a surprising thing. I don't know. But soon I started finding people not only from Pakistan but across the world, and they were very interested in things that I was interested in, and this kind of bond that I created over the years was really fantastic.
And it provides a lot of learning, because things that you know may be things that they don't know, and the other way around.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of sharing of information. I find, whether it's Twitter or on blogs, even on Twitter, considering that we're restricted to 140 characters, the amount of sharing that takes place is amazing.
It's amazing. Some people look at it as a data of information overload and noise, but you can filter that.
Yeah, you can.
You can filter that, but this should not be the cause that you should get away from all these fantastic things that are going to change the course of the world in the coming years.
Now tell me, there are English blogs predominantly. Are there any Urdu blogs?
Yes, there are Urdu blogs, small in number. Ammar bin Zia, we all know him as a Urdu blogger. He's quite good at it. And there are quite many blogs you can find on T-Break as well. Okay. But we need to, promote that a lot. The Google came up with a very good application. I always use that. and it helps me a lot.
What is it called for those who don't know?
Google Lab Translation. I don't know the URL right now, but yeah,
you can search for it and put it on the interview so that people know that. Okay, there are photo bloggers as well, and there are quite a few talented ones, right?
Yeah, the people like Jamash and Raja Islam are doing such a great job. They're so talented, and I always envy them because the amount of the photographing, the visual art that they're displaying on their blogs is
beautiful photography, and it portrays the country in a totally different light. I also envy them because this is talent that not everybody has.
Exactly.
And they spend a lot of time on it, and once you look at their photographs, it just gives you a totally different feel. And people like Jamash actually also include a post with their photographs, and that makes it even more interesting. So you were talking about local blogs. So Urdu blogs we do have. Do we have any other local language blogs like Punjabi or Sindhi? Or
I've just come across a Sindhi blog. I mean, there's a friend of mine, Rakesh Gupchandani.
Yeah, I know Rakesh.
Yeah, Rakesh. Everyone knows Rakesh. So he forwarded me one blog, and maybe his cousin wrote it, but they are very few in numbers. Blogs are few in numbers. I mean, the reason that people who are not even fluent or as comfortable in English but write in English because they are targeting a very larger audience,
right?
Which is a good thing in a way. But we all need. I mean, there's a blog.
We need local content.
We need local content as well, because the other day when I was on the show and people were asking that what is blogging and how do you get time, and those people might not be interested in reading English blogs or articles. So we need to create content for them. Right. I mean, there are so many tools available. If we translate your English posts in Urdu or in other languages, we can promote that, so we can have a very larger number of audience within this country.
Maybe we can get together with parktranslations.com and try and do that, because they're further developing that technology.
That'd be a great idea.
Yeah. And also, what about putting more audio and video content? Because there are a lot of people in this country who are illiterate, but they could put up podcasts. They have a lot to say and a lot to contribute. So maybe a little training, because those kind of people who are not literate and who are not reading anything will not even think about putting up a blog.
And everyone in Pakistan has a Facebook account. Not everyone, people using the internet and the computers.
Yeah.
The first thing they do after checking their emails is
register with Facebook.
And every member of Facebook community is a blogger in one way or the other. Because we change our status every day, and that's microblogging, technically speaking.
Right.
Yes,
Correct.
exactly.
Agreed.
So if they can upload videos, if they can change their statuses, so they are actually doing blogging, but they are not actually aware of it. One thing that we need to promote in Pakistan is personal branding.
Okay.
There's a lot of responsibility when you come online, when you use Facebook, when you use blogging. It's just not like those AmmarYasir times or forums when you used to write whatever you feel like and get away with it.
Right.
Now everything depends on it. Your personal and professional life as well. So
that's right. Your boss may be online as well.
Your future boss,
your family, your parents. I mean, we've seen that happen actually on Twitter as well.
Exactly, and there's a lot of responsibility that comes when you're on the social media, and we need to generate that kind of awareness. We can't get away with stuff like wacky pictures and get away with that.
Well, people will do that.
People will continue to do that, but we need
I don't think there should be any censorship. But people will learn from what others are doing and how they should be responsible. But I don't think we can stop them.
I'm not talking about restricting them, but educating them is I mean, it's our responsibility because we know it and we need to spread the word out.
Right.
So,
but you see, because mainstream media would not permit the normal person, in quotation marks, from publishing. Now everybody's got the freedom to publish.
Exactly.
So I think trying to put any sort of restrictions will make them feel, oh, now this is another sort of mafia who's trying to tell us what to do and what not to do.
No, we are not telling them or restricted them. We are actually the other people. Yeah, we are promoting them. And if we add quality to their content, if they tell them that if they go this way, they can add more quality to whatever they are trying to express.
Right.
It's eventually going to benefit them. It's not going to benefit us.
It also depends on the purpose, Ammar, because a lot of people, yes, are trying to get their opinions heard, But some of them are just doing it for fun, and they don't really care who reads it or if anybody reads it at all.
Most probably because that they don't know the power of it.
They don't know the power of it. They will learn because this is a new medium.
Even I, back in high school, I shared, 1 year ago, that I started as for fun, and I started something which was similar to a blog, and it has a very very fun college like content on it. It was very college humor, and was banned back in our Khan, and I was told not to restart it or they're gonna kick me out. But I learned with time, I learned the power of it, and that's why I'm promoting and educating people. We are trying to collectively.
Are there a lot of college students or university students who are online and who have blogs?
Yes, they are, but not in the popular mainstream. But I'm sure if we go to college, university to university, and tell them, and
because many of them are unaware of blogs.
Even the technology students.
Yes,
exactly. I mean, they read blogs because anything they Google for their assignments and all, they get to read blogs. But they just know that blogs are something kind of similar to articles and newspapers as well. But
they don't realize that they can have their own blogs and how easy it is to set one up.
Yeah, I mean, I think people like you, being the president of Pasha, should talk to, the educationists, the university deans and all, and to educate them on this part as well. I mean, computer science students and telecom students, they need to, the teachers should also have the lectures.
Correct. They should have that, and they should use the social media for educating kids. It's being done elsewhere.
Yeah.
But, they're barely comfortable with using computers right now. I think if we move them suddenly into social media, they might find it a bit scary.
If you look at the graph for the past 2 or 3 years, blogging is being promoted. We are doing what we are doing, but something else is also pushing.
Yes, everyone is interested. Mainstream media is coming to us. They're interviewing bloggers. They're really interested in who are these aliens who have suddenly appeared on the scenario.
But that doesn't have to do with us.
No, it doesn't have to do with us.
Frankly speaking, because Hollywood has adopted it and Bollywood has adopted it, so they are there must be something that they have seen. So, but I also would like to tell them that look into the platforms, into the core of the social media. Don't look at Twitter as it's just a tool. It's going to be replaced by some other tool. Like Orkut and MySpace.
MySpace are no longer
there. The Facebook is there. Yeah. So look into the context, look in the core of the social media,
and the
try
strength.
to use that. Yeah, the strength of it. Yeah. I mean, people you can reach out to so many audience and users and consumers using the social media. So they need to learn and use
politicians
it.
Also.
Yeah, politicians, I don't know, it's a very controversial subject. We've seen that some young politicians have also adopted social media.
But it's a good thing, I think.
It's a good thing, but I hope it's not only limited to, self-promotion.
Yeah.
Because I've seen politicians on Twitter, but they are not, communicating with users. They're communicating only with, the journalists only. And this is not how things work. I mean, people will start disliking them.
Right. And they'll just sort of tune out.
And just stop following them.
Right. No, but the politicians actually, if they do try Facebook, Twitter, blogging, is a good tool. These are good tools for them to interact with their constituents.
We have such a big example of Barack Obama. He used it throughout his campaign. His inauguration session was live on Facebook. More people like to watch things on YouTube and Facebook than on the mainstream media. Right. CNN has seen that. CNN knows that.
And even our channels are now putting up some of their programs on YouTube because they understand that it's...
Because, our generation, the technology...
Your generation, not mine. I'm just pretending to be young.
Well, we don't have time to, watch TV. And thanks to KC, I mean...
even if we did have time, we wouldn't be able to.
So we have to see the reruns on YouTube.
Right.
On the time that convenient to us.
Right.
So, yeah.
No, it's a really exciting space, and I hope that with 3.0 of Tea Break, we will find that a lot more people are pulled into, especially the corporate sector, are pulled into blogging because we need a lot more of it.
So not 3.0, Tea Break 3.0 won't be restricted to only blogging.
Right.
We'll provide them space as a forum where they can interact with, using their campaigns and products. They can get their reviews from the users, the tea break users. We have
but some reviews may not be positive. They should be ready for that as well, right?
I mean, I always quote the example of Woo.com. When you, it's an online wholesaler where, sell their products online. They are doing it really great. And this is how users in the real world works. I'm not going to buy something reading the review on Intel's website. I'm going to ask my friend who has an Intel product.
Exactly.
And this is how it works. This is how it works in the real world, and the same thing has transferred to the social media. So if they are going to pursue this on the social media, on the Pakistani platform, they're going to benefit a lot.
Yeah, and if there is a negative review, they can then tackle it and explain their side of the story as well, and maybe improve the product.
Exactly. I mean,
so they should look at it from that perspective rather.
It will help them cut off the survey budget, and they can have the survey right
there and then.
Right there and then, exactly.
No, I totally agree. There is a trend that we have seen recently in recent weeks where companies are actually asking bloggers to come to their offices and then write about their products and services. But then they hope that if they've invited bloggers that all the input will be positive. So what is your take on that?
I've been asked to write about a few products. Nokia is trying that. Back 1 year ago, we started a campaign for our product, and it was a female cosmetics product, and 10 to 12 bloggers wrote their reviews on it. Luckily the product was actually good. So all the female bloggers were very happy with the cosmetics that they got, and they wrote a very honest review on that. Right. Negativities are there, and if we include them, if we tell our consumers that, I think they're gonna appreciate the honesty of the companies, the corporate sector, and not every company or big or small business owner is honest to their consumers, and if they're going to be honest for a change, I think
they'll get a good response.
Good response. People will appreciate that change.
Right. No, terrific. Thank you, Ammar, for coming on.
Thank you for having me here.
In the line of wire. And once 3.0 launches, we'll do a review on it.
Yeah, we'll have a tea party, inshallah.
We'll have with coffee, I hope.
With coffee and tea as well.
Okay.
Tea is my product.
That was AmmarYasir, co-founder of Tea Break. He's a telecom engineer working in a software company, which is an Ep53 and Pasha winner. So doubly exciting to have him here. We'll talk to him again and we'll do a review of Tea Break 3.0 when it launches. He's not talking about the date because when it happens, we'll know. This is Jahara signing off from another episode of In the Line.